Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is. Quick couple things before we get started. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Get Heavy Podcast. $1 a month gets you in the door. Early access to episodes and bonus content. Rate, subscribe, follow, and review the podcast on all audio outlets. It really does help. Check out the YouTube. Hit that notifications bell, subscribe button. Doesn't mean shit to you, but it means a lot to me. And check out the merch, localshop.com/Get Heavy Podcast. We got new merch dropping soon. I appreciate everyone that supported so far. Also, go ahead and give us a call on the Get Heavy Hotline, 805-666-2314. And you can leave your weird story, message, answer the question of the week, rates, reviews, fucked up shit, send your memes, texts, voicemails, whatever you want. Know that it will maybe used on the podcast if it is good. Having said all that, enjoy the episode. Get Heavy Podcast, hosted by Craig Gonzalez.
Anyway, what's going on, Jay? Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast again.
Hey, here we go.
You're the ultimate co-host now.
Yeah,
me and you.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Me
brother.
and Jay are going to be doing a lot more of these. We
Yeah.
actually really like each other. It may not seem like it, but we do.
I like doing the podcast. I don't really want to hang out with you too much, but the podcast is fun. Other than that,
I was
you're kind of a
actually
prick.
thinking about that the other day. Like, would we actually like each other if we hung out a lot?
Yeah,
I mean, probably. But
yeah, I don't know, man. An hour seems like a lot.
it does, right?
Yeah.
It feels. I mean, also, how rare is it that you're just staring at one person talking? You know?
Yeah. Not in nowadays, especially. You just don't.
Yeah, you never have the room
No.
for the conversation.
No, it used to be you did though. You'd sit
Yeah.
around, play games, and talk to each other. Now we have a phone
Yeah.
that we talk to or spend
What
all
we
our
look
time
at
with.
while we're talking.
Yeah,
to people.
yeah.
It's really weird. But
Yeah.
I was thinking about, because I was like, man, we got to fucking get together and barbecue. I got to invite, I'm going to watch the UFC next week, the big pay-per-view. I was like, I'll invite Jay over. But, I was like, man, I wonder if he actually wants to hang out with me.
Yeah. Yep. You pretty much answered that yourself.
There you go, dude. Yeah, so fuck you. You're uninvited now. I mean, sent the text out. You go fuck yourself.
I'll be working at the bar.
I know.
Actually, I got a wedding I'm catering next weekend. But
Yeah.
I
know you sent me a picture of that beautiful tri-tip today. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
All right.
we had an event planned there at the bar next week, and it's my nephew T. Shahid, and he's an R&B singer, and he's an incredible singer, man.
Okay.
He's amazing, but with what's been going on in the urban community lately, with the shooting that happened at the Ventura Beach Club this last weekend.
Okay, I heard something about this, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly what happened. I heard like a massive fight broke out.
It
But
was.
then I heard there was another one at Anacapa Brewery as well. Not a
Really?
shooting, but like a massive fucking brawl. I don't know what was happening. I don't know that they're related or anything like that. But anyway, what
Well,
happened
no,
there?
I didn't hear about the one.
I could be making it. Maybe it was a Ventura Brew Company. I don't know.
I
someone told me
don't know
Anacapa
if they're
Brewery.
related.
Yeah.
I just am under the. I'm not going to get into specifics because I really don't know specifics, but
Right.
there was a pretty gnarly incident that happened on Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah, and somebody got shot in the leg a couple of times. And
At
there was,
Ventura Brew,
No, at the Ventura Beach Club.
Ventura Beach Club.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
You
I'm
remember where that's at?
sorry.
The one
Yeah.
down at the end of
Yeah.
Main Street.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, and it actually, from what I understand, it didn't actually happen at the Ventura
Yeah.
Beach Club.
I don't want
It
to throw
happened-
shade on that.
I didn't want to
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
It
sorry.
happened outside of the beach club, but just people having beef, man.
Yeah.
And we tend to think, I think that, like, especially as we get older, because we're not part of that anymore.
No, of course.
We're not in situations where we see it or we're not part of it. We don't. So, and with the way things are nowadays, you're like, these kids aren't doing this stuff.
Totally.
They're sitting at
yeah.
home.
Right. But
You know
they're
what I
not.
mean? But
Yeah.
no, that's still going on. And some 20-year-old kid got shot up in the leg, and
Damn.
there
Is
was
he-
cops everywhere. If you look at the videos,
Okay.
there was they were fighting this big old girl came out of nowhere on film, came out of nowhere and just started socking down this other girl with the cops everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, the cops hemmed her up quick and got her in the car and got her out of there. I mean, there was a lot of cops there. It was nuts.
I thought I heard something had happened this weekend, but I was out of the loop. You know, we had our own thing going on. So
yeah, well, I mean, we're not going to be doing our show. No, because it's just, we were informed that maybe we should bump up security and the person that was producing the show also was like, I really don't want to take any chances right now.
Well, and it is weird because it's something that, like, growing up in like punk rock and metal, what I've done is you expect an amount of fights or drama or shit like that. Never do you expect a gun. You know what I mean? Like you really don't. It's not built into the community. There might be maybe someone gets stabbed. It could be possible that something could happen outside of the realm if you're in a bad neighborhood, that kind of shit. But it is something that's like, when you hear about a gun being involved, you're like, fuck, dude, really? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And
the stabbing thing, though,
I mean, it's sucks.
but it's like there is different levels to it, I guess, when you talk about the between having a gun and somebody getting stabbed.
Right.
But there's a lot of bars around this town that got shut down because somebody got stabbed.
Totally.
And they were metal or more rock and metal and stuff.
Yeah,
shows,
it absolutely could happen. Yeah. But it's just weird because it's like when you think of, violence at shows, I mean, punk rock, it's pretty much built in. You know what I mean? You assume, and we're lucky in our town specifically that everyone is generally friends. And if there is beef, it's with someone that comes in from the outside that has no fucking idea, and they get punched by 50 fucking people most of the time. You know what I mean? Before anything could ever get really crazy.
The Nardcore community, the whole, they're so family oriented as far as each other. Like, we all support each other. We all take care of each other. If somebody gets sick or if something happens, rest in peace, Big Bob. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Big Bob, and now all of a sudden we have a big benefit going to help raise money and do
like
this
a
stuff.
week. You know what I mean?
Instantly, bro.
Yeah,
it was a day.
I know,
and packed.
Yeah,
with at Ventura Theater. There's going to be a show for Big Bob, who played with aggression, and it's aggression and ill repute and out of trust and Dr. No. And I mean, everybody's going to be there at this insane show, and
I didn't actually know him. You know what I mean? So, I never had any interaction with him, but did you ever have any interaction?
I met him a couple of times. Briefly. I know who he is from growing up around here and hearing the stories about, the stuff that would happen and when he would jump in to help people out and to protect the little people and stuff. Totally, there's a lot of amazing stories. Have you listened to the 185 South podcast?
No, not yet. No.
You got to check it out, man. Yeah. And listen specifically to the Big Bob one, but it's a really,
I've heard the podcast. I just haven't heard that one.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's really neat to hear.
Yeah.
Somebody as old that's been in the scene, like him and Larry White, old people.
Yeah.
Old. You know what I mean? Old, dude. Old,
totally. Yeah, it is. That guy meant a lot to a lot of people, man. And I've never heard bad anything about him. You know what I mean, I've only heard
Larry's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is amazing that, Ventura and Oxnard always take care of their own. You know what I mean? And so when you hear about violence like that and especially in our town, like, you expect the little surf rats to fucking throw down and fight each other and shit like that. You expect those squabbles. Obviously, you expect that stuff in Oxnard and on the Avenue a bit, but it rarely comes into what we do. You know what I mean? I don't know what show is going on. You know what I mean? It must have been
it was a DJ. And it was
DJ night.
Yeah, it was a DJ night. It's, it's bottle service and
that's the whole thing.
Yeah. And it's really a bummer because, most of the people that go there just want to have fun.
Oh, of course.
But it's there's so many of the other people that are there to go have fun until they can't hook up with somebody, and then they just want to go out in the parking lot and beef with somebody, and instead of throwing hands, they throw guns.
It is. I mean, it is the ultimate pussy move. I mean,
100%.
You know what I mean, it just was never a problem when we were, and I hope that it doesn't become a problem here. I mean, you just don't want to see, like, a real eye opener was for me was when that oh my God, why am I blanking on them? They had the band, real popular band in France, had that mass shooting happen. Why am I forgetting the fucking name? It's the Queens of the Stone Age guys. It's their other band. I'm blanking on it. Anyway. But yeah, they had like 50 people fucking get shot, and like, I don't know how many murdered, like at a rock show. You know what I mean? Like, it was a trip. And then obviously the Vegas stuff.
Yeah. Let's it doesn't get much safer than a country western show. Yeah,
you would assume,
you know, and those people are still traumatized by what happened there, man. That was incredible.
Yeah, I walked through that area like not too long after, and I was like, looking around like, oh man, what a nightmare this would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's odd when it comes into the music scene. You know, you're just, especially at a local bar. You know, you're like, what the fuck?
We've never really lived in a safer time, and this stuff is so rare that when it does happen, you're kind of taken aback again. Mm-hmm. Like we're not so taken aback by school shootings like we used to be.
Yeah, I know.
Like when the first school shooting happened, everybody was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then the third and fourth one happened. It's like, oh, what is going on?
Now we're on like 400.
And nobody even listens. They don't even.
It barely makes a headline.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad, man.
Yeah. But in Ventura County, I believe that a lot of that stuff is tapered off. I mean, you just don't hear about it that much anymore.
You really don't.
Yeah. And it's, and hopefully as time goes on, and I truly believe that we're still just going to keep getting better and better and better as human beings.
You'd hope,
but
and then also, I mean, I went to a buddy's house on Friday. They had a show in their backyard. They have an amazing house, killer fucking backyard. Had all these vendors set up selling shit. They were charging $5 at the door, IDing people. You know what I mean? They have their own bar in there, and they were fucking selling beer, doing it legit. Like, but there was a ton of fucking kids, dude, like under 18, maybe to 20, like 200-300 fucking people there. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I hadn't been around that in a long time, as far as there's bands playing in the backyard, and it was a totally mellow event, but the kids are fucking out and they're starving to do anything. You know what I mean? And and it is going to, there is that weird thing that's going to happen where kids don't know how to fucking be around each other anymore.
Look, man, I started off in 1993. I stared off doing security at the Mayfair.
Right. Theater. And that's when shows were scary.
Yeah.
Then, what I mean?
But there's not anything for kids to do, and there hasn't been in this town, and they're not doing anything to really encourage anything other than
nothing.
Doing some half-ass skate parks.
With this town has been long overdue for an all ages venue for a long fucking time.
They won't do it.
I know. I've had multiple friends try to start it and one of them was told by the fucking sheriff, we're never going to let it happen.
Yeah. That wonderful sheriff that still says that cannabis should be illegal and we don't need dispensaries in Ventura County.
He's a fucking moron.
And that it's just going to bring problems if we open up dispensaries.
Yeah.
Waineemi's out of control.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Actually, Waineemi has done the most gentrification because of the weed in the last fucking 5 years, dude. It's like
all those
you go to Waineemi now, you're like, whoa, dude, not bad over here.
Yeah,
it's
getting better.
It's crazy. Yeah. I don't see how that would bring more problems, but I mean, obviously you got some old fucking fart stuck in his ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's well known that cannabis causes you to go out and have fights.
Yeah, of course. The only thing I want to do on weed is get in a fist fight.
That's it, man.
It's definitely not fucking chill and watch Friday on my headphones.
Fist fight my way over to Taco Bell before I come back to the house and watch Friday.
But a fist fight a double, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucked up, man. I mean, but the kids are starving. They're starving for anything to do. You know what I mean? And they're going to start showing up. And especially those kids that are right at that drinking age, they don't know how to act in the world. As far as like the drinking world, now they're wasted. Someone feels they get disrespected. You know what I mean? It's just, it's gonna. You'd hope it mellows out, but I think it's gonna. I think 2022 is gonna be a fucking pretty wild year, dude. Kids are gonna come out of their shells. You know?
I hope so.
Yeah, I do. I do too. Kind of.
But then you hear about the what's that? Damn it. That virtual reality shit that they're talking about.
Oh, the metaverse. Yeah.
So
totally.
but then we talk about this.
Yeah.
And then you start finding out what metaverse is,
dude.
And you're like,
did you see that?
Is this a good thing or is it a bad thing?
I don't know.
It's
a trip.
I didn't see any footage, but I started listening to different stuff and started looking at some different stuff and checking it out. And it's like, is this a good thing or is this just going to lead into people? Like, is it going to help people like feel like they're actually being involved with the society and having a tribe and doing all this stuff? Or is it going to create this where everybody is just sitting in their house with goggles on,
right,
walking around in their virtual reality world,
right?
And what happens when they have to take the goggles off and go out and talk to real people?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I watched it. I watched about 20 minutes of that presentation with Zuckerberg. You know what I mean? And I was tripping out, dude. I mean, because it is like, if you've ever seen that movie Ready Player One, I don't know why you would. It's a kid's movie. It's a Spielberg movie.
Okay,
but it's literally that. Like, everyone lives in this. I mean, they live in the real world. The real world is shit. But there's this massive open virtual fucking world where you can be whatever avatar you want and all this shit. And there's a war and all this stuff. But
Matrix.
It's kind of like the Matrix, but it literally is like all the video games, all kinds of crazy characters and shit from movies, all kinds of stuff. But it's this open world VR fucking experience that everyone uses. Like, everyone uses.
Zuckerberg's all about it, because what's going to happen is Zuckerberg's going to have it to where when you have your reality goggles on, you can walk into the store and with your Bitcoin, you can go in there and you can buy a cheeseburger, or you can go hang out and watch a movie with your virtual girlfriend that you are too nervous to talk to in the real world because you don't have any social skills, because you haven't left your house, because your mom says that if you leave your house that you're going to get kidnapped and killed by jihad. You know what I mean? And now,
it is.
So now let's add another level to this cancer that's really, really tearing up the United States, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to really be a powerhouse because we were out there and doing stuff and working and making industry and making stuff and being, constructive with what we were doing.
Right.
And we're not anymore. I mean, it is cool that you start seeing a lot of these people that are, again, they're starting to make knives and they're doing leather work and they're doing all kinds of different stuff that's craft work, you know, and that's really cool to see. But there's nobody that's like really, really, really out there doing like, let's build this up into this thing. Yeah. Let's build this into something.
We're all, it's weird because I struggle with it, because I do agree with you like 90%. It's like, we need to be interacting with humans and that's really the only way we're going to keep this society really moving, in my own mind.
Yeah.
But then when you see the younger generation, like my children, them like literally like in the future or whatever, them being able to log in, put on some fucking AR goggles or VR goggles and sit with their friends in a space, communicating, having fun, joking. Does that devalue the actual act of what's going on? Or does it actually make it like more real? You know what I mean? Like, because you're at this point, you are interacting with real people just in a virtual space, right? So it's really weird, because part of me thinks like, dude, you guys should be out in the fucking yard playing and this and that. But my kids view their online time talking and texting to their friends as just as important as what we viewed being out fucking on bike jumps or building shit or fucking looking at porno in the bushes or whatever. You know what I mean? They're doing it, and it is as meaningful to them as it is to us, but they're going to have this opportunity to do it in this weird, like virtual fucking space. And I don't know that it devalues it anymore. You know what I mean?
To me, 100% it devalues it.
Yeah.
You and I have been sitting here talking for 20 minutes and we haven't broke eye contact once.
Yeah. And I'm getting hard.
Well, no, I started us off hard, but I totally get that. You know what I mean? You have a big mirror. I saw it. And I looked at myself and immediately got erect too.
Yeah, totally.
No, I think it completely, like, you talk to some of these children and I was always taught that when you walk up to somebody as an adult, you look them in the eyes and you talk to them. And when I was younger and that was really intimidating and scary, I was still told this is how you communicate with people.
Right.
You look them in the eyes and you talk to them. Well, if your virtual reality is all you have and you walk up to somebody and they're not part of this little escape that you have, what is your response going to be? How are you going to deal with this stuff?
Right.
So everybody, and again, I'm, just me, but you're taking away social skills and you're taking away all the social skills.
Yeah.
Now you can go into your virtual reality and you can go to your friends and you can hang out with them and do your stuff, but you're not going to have the rest of the stuff around you that builds communities, that builds, where you see the guy getting bullied and then you go, hey man, stop that.
Right. Yeah. I think there's absolutely valuable stuff about it. You know what I mean? You have to have those people. Like we had an interaction today where we went to Danny's for lunch. I met my mom there, took the kids, and I was waiting to pay at the counter. And of course they were dicking around, I'm standing there and the baby wants to get down. So I have the kids go outside in the front, just on the little patio thing. And as they walk outside, I realize there's a fucking weirdo, like homeless dude sitting on a bench. He immediately starts talking to Scout. You know what I mean? Like asking her to help him tie a knot on something. You know what I mean? And I didn't really, I didn't realize what was going on, and I don't think the guy was trying to be creepy. I think he's just a fucking old homeless dude who was excited to talk to somebody, especially like my daughter looks like an anime character half the time. So anyway, so I as soon as I paid, I walk out and I'm like, what's up, dude? You know what I mean? I just gave him like a fucking what's up, like, and he's like, oh yeah, I was just talking, and it's like, yeah, dude, okay, that's cool, and Scout, my daughter was like, she was being very friendly, but she knew that she wasn't going to go over there, she wasn't going to get close to him, and I was keeping an eye. If the guy stood up, I was going to go out there and fucking hit him 150,000 times. But it was good to see her have to deal with that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because first of all, as like a young child, you're going to have adults who seem terrifying. I look terrifying to most people. My daughter's 100% used to me. But when you got an adult who seems off, who's talking to you about weird shit, you know what I mean? And it wasn't anything creepy. It wasn't anything whatever, you know what I mean? But to have her watch her actually have to navigate that, like, it made me feel good that, I knew I was right there. Nothing was going to happen, but he was asking, like, he was just being fucking weird, like saying weird, telling her weird stories and shit.
Dude, man, those, we've
all dealt with that. But it was good for her to sit there and have to deal with it. You know what I mean? And learn how to navigate through that awkward situation. And she's like, dude, I felt so weird. And I'm like, good. You should feel weird. You should develop these spidey senses in your head that say this doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of kids are oversensitive to shit like that right now too. Everything feels weird. You know what I mean? Like, I
don't know how much the kids,
well, parents too. I think,
the kids are just kids. The kids are going to they're going to go off of what their environment is and what they're taught.
Right.
So if they walk out there and all of a sudden their dad comes shuffling out going, get away from him.
Yeah.
Stop. Don't even just get away.
Yeah.
And the guy may be a bit of lunatic, may be a bit off. He may have some psychological shit going on, but it doesn't mean that he's a violent person.
Totally, man. Yeah.
And you need to feel that, this person doesn't feel right.
Right.
Or this person just seems off.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've had this argument, like, me and Scout got into one the other day. And I didn't mean it as an argument, but I was challenging her on some of her opinions about shit, about, the non-binary, all that shit. She's very involved with it, and that's 100% fine. But I started pushing back on her things to, if you're going to spout some shit off, you have to have the guns and the wherewithal to get through this conversation. Right. And so she's, at a point, she's starting to cry. I'm not yelling. I'm not doing anything. I'm just asking questions that are tough to answer. Right. Scenarios that don't work in all cases. It's not everything's black and white. Right. And she's like, you're making me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, good. You need to feel uncomfortable, man. You need to understand that, first of all, you're 13. You're going to be uncomfortable anyway. There's not one 13-year-old on earth that's comfortable in their own skin at that point in their life. And then second, if you are going to have these fucking deep thoughts and opinions about a social issue, about a political issue, whatever it is, you have to understand that people are going to challenge you on it. And you have to have enough gumption to stand with it and admit that, maybe I don't have the answer to that besides shutting down. You know what I mean?
13-year-olds shouldn't have deep thoughts and opinions on
anything. But she does. She's got
I get that, but
yeah,
it's also like, hey, you got a lot of experiences to come ahead.
Yeah.
Before you get too far into that, let's work through this other stuff.
Right.
We go back to everything being so easy now,
Mm-hmm.
and the helicopter parenting and the way people just, they're just constantly telling their kids, like, let them, man, this is a, it's really, I think that they're giving kids too much leeway. I think when you're telling a 5-year-old, oh, what do you want?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, there ain't much difference between a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Right.
There ain't much difference between a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Right.
And
there's a big difference between a 5 and a 15-year-old.
There is, but
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I see what you mean.
Like you're telling a 15-year-old, like, you start really believing and feeling like you're getting it at like 14, 12, 13, 14-year-old as a boy. I can't speak for a woman,
right.
The two. I can't speak on that.
Yeah.
But what I can speak on is the influence that I had was my environment.
Right.
And there was nothing wrong. Like, we were just who we were. And now everything has progressed to this point where, like, well, really, who are you?
Right.
Are you sure you feel like that?
Yeah.
Maybe you feel like this.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this?
Yeah. Leading questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So,
well, that goes, also that's insecurity on the parents, right? I mean, the parents don't
or they're woke.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Well, that's not an insecurity. That is what's a good word for that one, man? Because I don't look at it as it's not an insecurity, man. It is just some delusional stuff.
There is a part of that,
and it's,
but also that goes on the opposite of woke too. You know what I mean? You're extremist fucking right-wing Trumpers who can't hear a fucking word you're saying.
Yeah.
They're both the same human. They just happen to believe the different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's people, and especially like allowing a child at 5 years old to make a decision on what gender they are for the rest of their lives, having them take medication for it. That shit is fundamentally fucking wrong. Obviously, if you have these feelings and you're going to be this person, then be this person. But, the parents that enforce that type of shit, like that crazy shit, that's where I'm like, this is nuts.
The way, it's hard because I've have people around me and that, where it's been that situation. And I just really think that when you're telling somebody that's 14 and 15 years old that, okay, yeah, that's fine, you can go ahead and start taking testosterone.
Right.
Or, yeah, it's okay, you can start, you can, like, maybe maybe
let it roll,
wait until you're
20,
21, go through some stuff and do some stuff and see if you still, like, to say that's okay at 15 years old.
It seems excessive to me. You know what I mean? Like, if you're, as an adult, you're 18 years old and you felt like this forever and you want to make this change, absolutely go ahead. But as a parent, you know what I mean? I can't wrap my head around that, knowing that what I knew at 15, 16 years old, that I didn't know who I was or what I was going to become. And you're just barely starting to wrap your brain around who you are, and to, that shit, it's like, you know,
as a parent,
it's too much. For me,
as you know, as a parent, my daughter, and I don't remember which age she was, and I can't remember what age she was. She came to me one time and said, "Dad, I think I like girls." And I went, "You're like your dad."
Yeah,
I didn't care.
No, of course,
didn't make any difference to me at all.
Yeah,
you know, if she had came to me and said, "Hey, Dad, I think I'm a dude,"
yeah,
I don't think I'd have felt
you would have had
way.
a tough time.
And I would really have questioned, like, why? Like, what's really, you know?
But that's the thing, though. You should, as a parent, should be able to ask your kid if they're going to come and say something like that.
You should be able to tell your kid, "Hey, this can wait until you're in your 20s."
Right. If you still feel like
if you know what I mean. And I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not okay. Yeah. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I'm saying let's get some more life experience.
Right.
100%. Real life experience.
Right.
Not
the metaverse.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I mean,
100%.
But
right?
Here's what I was thinking about. Like, you know, someone that was dealing with identity issues and they felt like they're whatever they were besides their body, right? Like, would you, like in the metaverse, like, right, you have an avatar as a woman or whatever it is. Like, would that be enough? You know what I mean? To have those feelings, like, I don't know. It's a trip. Like, I think about so many possibilities. Like, would that be enough for you to be okay who you are on the outside, but on the inside of the fucking metaverse or whatever it is, you are this other human? Would that solve a lot of the problems that kids are dealing with? You know what I mean?
Is it going to solve problems, or once we get the metaverse going, are we going to figure out a way to direct mainline our nutrients and stuff that we need so we can never have to leave it? Totally. I mean, and then we work towards
we are
the
going towards the matrix. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's parts of that, you know, I don't know where it'll go, but it is a fascinating, even I had my kids watch it, you know, the first 10, 20 minutes of it. And I got it queued up. Actually, we should play it, but, and it's a fucking trip, dude. Like they were tripping out, and for them to be like impressed with new technology, they were like, and I don't think they were impressed. They were just like, is this fucking real? Like, is this going to be real? I'm all, yeah. I think, I mean, if they're making Facebook, the $1 billion fucking company, is making announcements, they're working on some shit, dude. You know,
Facebook is making the announcements and doing it. They're not doing it for the benefit of humanity.
Well,
they're doing it for the benefit of Zuckerberg, who's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
They're doing it to benefit. Yeah. He's not doing it because he's like, hey, this is going to be good for mankind.
Well, that's the guys though, right?
I mean, but
how people connect.
But how do we all know that he's not a good human?
Yeah.
So how, like, just,
it's fucking weird, man. What's up, guys? This week's podcast is sponsored by the Garage Bar, 1091 Scandia Avenue, Ventura, California. A beautiful spot, a new spot. If you want drinks, if you want good vibes, you want good times, you want a bunch of cool fucking people, bartenders that know what they're doing, that can actually make decent cocktails, run by decent humans. This guy right here, Jay, hit him with the specials.
So on Monday, we do industry night. On Tuesday, we're doing Taco Tuesdays with trivia. Bring a group of friends by, come hang out, have a good time, get a good deal on tacos, 3 tacos and a beer for $10. You can't beat that. Wednesday, we have Blues, ran by Randy Marin. You can give him a call. Look us up on our social media, the Garage Bar Ventura. You can get the information there to check it out. Thursdays, we're just hanging out and chilling. We got stuff going on. Come by and see what's happening. Fridays, we're going to be starting karaoke this weekend. We're going to have karaoke at the Garage Bar now. And then on Saturdays, we're starting with different live bands, and we're working on doing stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun and funky reggae, light music, fun stuff. Something you can bring your mama to. Soul Sundays, we got me, DJ also, Clark bringing it up in the back end because that's what Clark likes to do. We do Soul Sundays. We got Karina's next door to us doing a good brunch burger and different specials for food, and you can swing by and grab some food from them, come out next to us and get a couple cocktails, hang out, start your Sunday right. Again, all our social media is the Garage Bar Ventura. We really appreciate you guys coming by and hope to see you soon.
All right, enjoy the episode.
Put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. I guess not. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually. It has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view.
It's very odd.
You find
to see
Hey, are you coming?
Oh, speaking of that, look at his hand and just holding it right towards his mouth.
Did you see I actually noticed it, but have you seen all the memes about the barbecue sauce?
Right.
No.
So like he's doing this whole presentation through his house, right? And at one point he walks past his bookshelf and he has a piece of fucking Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on the shelf, like as his bookender.
It's from the crate.
Really?
Yeah, it's like not in the kitchen at all. It's just like literally on a bookshelf. It was very funny, man.
Boz, is that you?
I mean, it's kind of hidden, but what he's doing here is
I
fucking
was supposed to be the robot.
going into some virtual space. You know what I mean? It's a trip.
I knew you were bluffing.
It's a real fucking trip.
Hey, wait.
But you can be your own avatars. You can be like a stylized version of yourself. You can be, a fucking video game character.
Sorry, I'm
you
running
can
late,
warp
but you've
from
gotta see
place
what
to
we're
place,
checking
like
out.
digital
There's an
art
artist
in the
going
real
around
world
Soho,
that you can
hiding
use your
AR
AR
pieces
goggles
for
on.
people
Like
to
a
find.
digital artist will be painting on the street. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So are they going to have like a time limit on this to where it's healthy, or you and I played some video games in our day.
It's disappearing.
When Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out,
oh my god,
me and my buddy played it for
If you guys like it here,
20
I have
hours.
another that
Yeah.
you love.
Like
Check out
literally
this forest room.
20 fucking hours, dude. And that was Tony Hawk. You know what I mean?
Koi fish that fly.
I played. I went
is
through some
wild.
stuff at work.
Hey, one sec, Boz. It's Priscilla.
That
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going
it was.
crazy.
Oh, I love that.
No,
guy.
that is gnarly.
So they've been actively working on it through like the existing VR platforms and stuff. And they already have like a bunch
Oculus
of stuff set up.
Rift and
All that,
yeah.
the Quest and all that. They already have a bunch of these like crazy worlds and shit. But you're going to be able to build worlds, build your own spaces, actually manipulate your actual living space.
So we can't get anybody to actually build anything here in America.
Yeah.
So we'll just go into the universe that can be controlled outside, like Russian bots.
Well, it is, but yeah, it could be Russian bot world, but it is like the way they're spinning it. It's basically the user can do what he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they can fucking do what they want.
I think that it could be fun.
Yeah,
if it's done in a healthy way.
Yeah,
but if you're an addict type individual, pick me. It's hard to put the brakes on stuff, man.
It's a trip, dude.
I played video games for years and I would never play online. Never.
Because where it'll
I'm
go.
like, there's no way.
There's just no way, huh?
I was off work for a little while because I was accused of a bunch of stuff at work by somebody, and so they sent me home for a month and a half. It was awesome. Yeah.
Your punishment was you got a vacation.
Well, it's kind of hard to have a vacation when you're wondering if you have a job every day.
Right. Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean? I didn't realize how much I was messed up until after the fact and after we went through everything. I mean, it was like right around Thanksgiving.
Right.
I came in and they said, hey, we have a problem and we're going to send you home and we're going to figure this out.
Wow.
And then I proceeded to have my human resources do the most horrendous job of an investigation I've ever seen. And they made me sit at home from November until I was going to Spain in January for my birthday. And a week before I was going to Spain, they brought me in to say, okay, hey, look, man, we're going to give you a 3-day suspension with no pay, which doesn't sound like much, but for me, 3 days is almost my whole week. So it's a substantial bit of cash taken away from you right before you're about to go on vacation to Spain, and I spent that whole time sitting at home wondering every day.
Yeah.
I mean, Craig, like you understand, like, yeah, I was getting a paycheck. Yeah. And it seems like, it's great. It's a little vacation, but you wake up every day going, do I have a job,
man? Should I start looking for something else?
And the person that was in charge of it knew what he was doing. And he admitted to other people and they talked to me about it. And I tried to do something about it, but I'm the low guy on the totem pole. And then I look like this.
Yeah.
So
you have don't play well with others, dude. Written all over you, dude.
and all of the accusations and stuff were stuff that I'm hanging out with these guys that I work with and having fun and playing and joking with them and doing this stuff. And one guy that I never once Not once did I ever say anything to this guy.
Yeah.
I never anything to him at all because
Right.
I realized real quick, like, oh, this dude's a chump. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm talking about. You meet somebody out there and you're like, oh, this dude's a fucking duck, man.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for a duck. I know what he's going to do. I know what's going to happen. I told people this guy makes like, this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened.
Yeah.
Like literally happened, you know? And so where all of this roundabout 2 goes is I played Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
And
forever. That's a game you can get lost in.
I finished it.
Did you?
In a month, bro. I finished it in a month.
That's amazing.
I woke up in the morning. I'd wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And I would go sit out there in my garage.
Yeah.
And I'd put my headphones on and I would play Red Dead Redemption
on a horse.
For hours. The dumbest shit, dude. I would literally
out there.
I would literally I could get up, go get some coffee, make some breakfast or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But literally, you're right.
Yeah.
I would gallop on a horse and like I haven't explored this area. I wouldn't even be doing anything. Like I wouldn't be going like to do some quest or to go after anything.
I was just like,
shit. I'm going to go check it out. It's snowing over here.
I'm going to get me a bear.
Yeah. Yeah. If even that, man, the bear's just traveling around. Like, why would you want to shoot the bear?
Yeah.
You know, but I literally did that and I didn't realize how far it had gone until like, whatever a year 6 7 8 9 months year later whatever it was with my wife with Portia was he was really super depressed. He just sat in the garage and played video games for a month and a half all day and I was all
I was depressed.
I didn't even think about the fact that I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and went and sat in the garage and started playing video games all day.
That's funny, man.
You know, so then what happens if all of a sudden, like, that's the first time I kind of started to play stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
So what if you start to have that stuff going on in your life?
Not only that, but you're actually there. Like you're actually Jay and you're sitting on you're on a Sibian. Fucking just galloping all over the place. Jay fucking naked in his garage.
For you guys that don't know what a Sibian is, do yourself a favor, look it up, Google it. It's a wonderful device.
If you don't know what it is,
it should be in all households and to do a lot for people's marriages. Oh my God, dude, a Sibian.
Jay just no t-shirt on, in his undies, fucking Sibian with VR goggles, holding on to little reins, dude. Yeah, that would be.
I wish we could make that, like, send that out there for everybody to see.
Please, if you can create that meme.
Yeah, yes.
That'd be amazing,
if not, we may come up with a short video ourselves to put out there somehow.
I'll be the Sibian.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Shit.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, that's the fucking crazy part is like people are literally going to be like doing the most goofy shit. It's like, you know, you watch people make TikTok. Like, have you seen Influencers in the Wild, that Instagram page?
No.
It's really good. Okay. So it's like people get videos of people trying to make influencer videos dancing or doing stupid shit or whatever, and then they post them, right? So,
yeah.
But imagine that shit, like in the multiverse, some dude in a fucking literally like watching porno in public, you know, like fucking with AR goggles on and shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a weird fucking world, man.
Yeah, and it's already everybody's zombied out on their phone,
right?
But
if you get bow-legged,
we
like
watch all
imagine you get bow-legged from like riding horses, right? And bulls, but you get bow-legged from riding your Sibian for fucking 2 years straight. What happened, dude? He's like, hey, he's been riding that Sibian pretty hard.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some freaks out there that may have happened to. You know, I don't want to get off this.
You know,
I don't want, just build me a space in my garage.
Yeah,
I'll be okay. Can
the
you tie my hands to the
ceiling?
Incredible,
dude. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of fucking head injuries, man.
We already live in a zombie world.
It is, yeah.
You know, I when I hear people talking about like, I'm scared to be out there and
right,
I'm not comfortable and but then you see them and they're walking down the sidewalk looking at their phone.
Right. Not looking
You're
around
not
at
that
all.
scared, bro.
Yeah, of course.
You're not that scared.
You're a ballsy son of a bitch.
I've been spent a good portion of my life living in a constant, I need to be ready to avoid guns, avoid knives, avoid some sort of confrontation.
Right.
You know, I've spent most of my life in that, you know, constant reaction mode.
Yeah.
You know, and then you see these people that are just walking down the street zoned out on their phone, and they're not paying attention to nothing.
But they're riddled with anxiety.
Well, maybe you should
you know what anxiety is? Anxiety is the fact that I can't fucking sit with my back to a window at a restaurant.
No.
You're out of your fucking mind, dude. There's no way.
When
Put me in the corner, I want to see every entrance and every exit. I want to see everything going on. That's fucking anxiety, dude. I can when I go in, like when Portia was here, when we would go into a restaurant, we'd walk into the restaurant, we would walk up to the table and she'd stand back just to let you
and wait and let me see where I'm going to sit.
Yeah, totally.
And also ask me, is this table okay?
Yeah,
because sometimes the table's not okay.
Totally, 100%. You know, depending on positioning.
Yeah,
where it's like literally every fucking place I walk into, I plan an exit strategy and figure out what I can flip or throw or fucking do to protect myself.
Yep.
I have no idea why. It's built into my DNA.
And to protect the people that are with us.
Of course. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally, I walked
100%.
into Danny's today and I did have to sit with my back to the window and it was okay. But I was in a corner and it was a big planter area, right? So I could see the window here and I could see the window here. So I was okay with that. But the first thing I thought was if someone comes in this motherfucker, this table's going on the ground. The table next to me is going through that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just having lunch with my kids. You know what I mean?
But
no
hey,
reason.
man, you know, there's people that have been having lunch with their kids.
Yeah.
And stuff's popped off.
Totally.
You know,
hey,
I mean,
that guy
hacked
to death with a fucking machete. Get the fuck out of here.
The guy at Aloha Beach House.
Right. Yeah.
That was sitting there with his kid.
Stabbed in
and
the
some
neck
homeless
with a
dude
knife.
walks in and stabs him.
It's fucking insane.
That homeless dude wouldn't have got next to me.
Hell no.
No way, dude.
No fucking
I
way.
would have already been walking towards him.
Yeah.
You know, and there's like a good portion of my brothers. I'll walk into a restaurant and sit anywhere if I'm with them.
Sure.
Because
you know they're thinking about the same shit.
Man, I know if I sit here and all of a sudden he's got this look in his eye, I know.
Yeah. I'm just
there's that look. What's up, man? What's going? Oh yeah,
totally,
you know, put my hand.
That's real fucking anxiety to me. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's not understood.
No,
at all.
My wife used to think I was a crazy person. Like, you know, because I go into a restaurant and I'm like, I have to sit here. And she's like, why? I'm not sitting with my back to an open fucking door,
no
an open window,
no,
or anything like that. You know, what
and
I mean?
I will come over this table and slam you to the fucking wall
before you
and you're going to be like, what is going on?
I'd rather be
mad
wrong.
at me,
because
of what I'm about to do, but you're going to be okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's really weird.
And it's not weird. It's what we were as men forever,
right?
And now all of a sudden, it's okay. It's not okay. Well, it's not okay in certain circles that happen to have the vocal majority right now.
Right.
You know, but my whole thing for most of my life has been to help and protect and take care of the people around me physically.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to, you know, talk you off anything or to, you know, but I will make sure if something goes down, I'm the first one to stand up and go, hey man, if you're going to stab somebody, it's going to be me. And it's going to be uncomfortable for both of us.
Totally. It's going to
be rough,
Yeah, totally.
You know,
and I don't want to act like I'm a badass or anything. And the times I've had to do that shit is very little, but it is built into my DNA and the way I was raised. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that
but
I am on guard.
Man, that's which is really, this is hilarious because on the other night when we were leaving the bar, I was with some friends and one of them was a younger lady and she said something about toxic masculinity. And I went, hey, you know, it really, and it's a bummer, you know, and it's hard because we live in a society in a world right now where everybody's talking about bullying and how we shouldn't bully and we shouldn't do this and we shouldn't bully and we shouldn't bully and we shouldn't bully and we shouldn't bully. But every day they're bullying us, but it's okay because we're just white men.
Right.
So I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand. And it just doesn't make sense to me because you're talking about constantly about how you don't want to do this, this, and this, but they're constantly bullying us. And when I'm saying that, it's when they're going and they're talking about toxic masculinity, or they're talking about mansplaining, or they're talking about, how we sit with our legs open. I sit with my legs open because it's uncomfortable, because if I put my legs together, I smash my balls. So why do I have to explain that? Like, it's the way we sit. We're not set up to sit a certain way.
Right.
When I walk in and I see a dude and he's got his legs crossed over, I always wonder how the fuck he does it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always kind of give him and I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking anything. I'm just like, how does he do it?
That's also a skinny man's luxury. Too.
Yeah.
Like this guy
really is. Dude. Although, hey man, I saw you do that slide on your knees on Saturday, homie, in those fucking red and white tights.
Hey, bud.
Oh my God, dude. Straight to the spank bank, man. I'll tell
you what,
dude, I went and laid down, attached the nipple clamps, turned them on high, and went to town, baby. Oh man. That shit was smoking hot, baby.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, we worked our asses off to get that shit down.
It showed, bro. It was
and
so good.
Watching the footage is horrendous for me because I look disgusting. You know what I mean? I know what I look like. But I literally went to another place. Like I was in and you can't even from the videos, you can't tell what's happening. You know what I mean? But fucking I am ungodly sore. Like for the last 2 days, I'm having trouble getting up and down the stairs, and I stretch and I'm pretty fucking limber. You know what I mean? But I was doing back bends and fucking knee slides and jump kicks, dude. So for those of I did a Van Halen set for Halloween.
His band Tongue.
My band Tongue. We did a bunch of Van Halen covers, and I went as fucking Donut Dave, Fatty Lee Roth, whatever you want, which is one of my favorite parts. When I posted it, like all my friends immediately started changing Van Halen lyrics to fat shit. You know what I mean? like Joe Revis is like plump, just go ahead and plump. You know what I mean? Which is like so good. Like
Joe's the best.
Hot for pizza. You know what I mean?
Joe is so fucking funny, bro.
It was so fucking good. But it was nuts, dude. And it was a decent turnout, which was great. I was so happy that people showed up,
and thank you, GG's, for opening up and starting to do shows where it's really hard. A lot of places in town, like the Garage Bar at 1091 Scandia, will never allow a show like that to happen because who wants to see this fucking guy in tights? But thank you, GG's. Down there in Montalvo. For opening up the doors and
they're
and
all
allowing that disgusting shit to happen.
It was unreal, dude. Like I had a great time doing it. We had I came in a fucking karate gi and an American flag and did like a bunch of karate samurai because David Lee Roth's like a trained samurai.
He's
dude. And then I had fucking confetti cannons. It was fucking bananas, dude.
I really was bummed I couldn't go.
I know.
It should have been at your
come on.
Yeah,
come on. I'm getting in there.
I know. I'm
gonna get in there. Like
everybody, I get this. I look. We'll work on the next cover band.
Yeah,
and then we'll talk about it. But I knew it was going to be good, man.
Dude, it was. It was really fun.
I really wanted to go to that show. I was like, oh, this is going to be fucking good, man.
Yeah, dude.
It is going to be great.
I was stoked on the amount of compliments. People were, and we played with a bunch of LA bands, right? And those guys are the great bands. They all put on a good show. They're professionals. They fucking do their thing, but they didn't put on a show, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, dude.
Like I put on a fucking show, bro. Like, and especially for my size and how much I can move. You know what I mean? Like, I went to another fucking planet, dude. You know what I mean?
Well, I do want to tell you, as somebody that's a wee bit older than you, you're going to have to stop doing that soon.
No.
Yeah.
I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, I know, but you're getting there.
Yeah.
You're getting there. Oh, you'll see. We'll have this conversation.
Yeah.
When we're doing this podcast 20 years from now, we'll have this conversation about how I've never, much like you, man. Like we're big dudes, but we can move. We can, you know what I mean?
Agile.
Like, I'm fairly agile for a big dude. Like I don't. About 3 weeks ago, if you guys ever want to go by the garage bar at 1091 Scandia Avenue,
son of a bitch.
If you guys ever want to go by there, you guys got to try a drink produced by Clark and David. Both you guys can go fuck yourselves. It's called Big J's Trippin'.
Okay.
And what inspired the drink was we were busy and somebody had left we put empty bottles in an old box or whatever, and it was left out a little bit further, and I kind of kicked it a little bit. When I kicked it out in front of me, and then when I went to take the other step,
kicked it again.
I just went straight down, bro. And I mean straight to the knees and then straight down from there. Hands had stuff in it, didn't drop anything, but went straight to the ground, dude.
Nice.
Got up, turned around immediately and looked at the bar. And nobody was looking at me, but everybody was like looking at the ceiling. Because they're all like, I don't want him to be looking at me mad right now. We'll just let that one go.
Have you ever seen a gorilla trip in the wild?
Oh, dude, that's exactly what it was. So, man, my knees, dude, are still right now.
Are they?
Oh, still, bro. And this was like a month ago, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's not like when I was not that long ago, I'd have been like, okay, give me a couple days, I'll be fine.
Yeah,
that shit is not going away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's. We'll have this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I heard my whole life I've had people be shocked by the amount that I can bend, move, stretch, and kick and fucking do things.
It's impressive.
I'm not getting any fatter, so I know it's gonna get better from there. You know what I mean?
That's questionable.
Calm down.
That's questionable. Down, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
How much? But no, I mean, gonna keep hiding.
Dude, why? I mean, because but I will say that watching people trip is one of my favorite fucking things on earth, dude. I remember one time me and my buddy Matt were coming out of the mall, and we were teenage, we were 18, maybe, 19 at the most, but we were coming out of the mall, dude. And this fucking old lady was walking through the parking structure, and it's bad when it's an old lady, but dude, this chick fucking clipped the parking block, right? And she went into the most slow motion fucking fall, and she probably fell for about 45 feet, right? Because the leg went, she tried to catch herself, but now she's like, and like swinging her arms, dude. And so she does this right in front. It's literally us and her in the parking structure. She fucking kicks it, does this slow motion, fucking chucks her purse as far as it could humanly go. Oh, it lands on the ground, blows out everywhere, and she's stumbling. You know what I mean? It finally fucking hits the ground and slides like a seal for like, a solid 5 to 6 feet. And she lands there, dude, just on her face. And me and Matt, or my buddy, we're like, because I can't not, like, I'm dying. I'm fucking dying, dude.
Yeah.
And I go help her up, and I want to make sure she's okay. And I'm fucking dying, Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm picking up her shit from her bag, dude. And I'm like, you're all right. And as soon as she said she's okay, I'm dying. I can't fucking handle it, dude. It's just that scaring people and watching people eat shit is my favorite thing on earth. There's no.
Yeah, I those TikTok videos, and man, I never watched that stuff. I've never watched it up until about like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And I need to stop.
It's insane. Dude.
Oh my God, dude. And then I start because you and I are obviously really like ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, God, the shit Craig and I could do to people would be so horrible, man. It would, but hey, everybody, sooner or later, this may happen.
Yeah, man.
It is.
Yeah. I scare the fuck out of my kids all the time. I jump scare the shit out of them, dude. And they are constantly trying to get me. And I'm like, you're never going to get me. I heard you coming a mile away, and that's because of my anxiety and how I live. Like, you are not sneaking up on my ass. You know what I mean? It's not going to fucking happen, dude.
You might do it to me once.
Right. Yeah. I'm not the punchy guy, though.
Oh, I am.
If I get scared.
I am immediately going to, the flight's out of the question. Where am I going to, I'm going to fucking run 10 feet and then look for an oxygen bottle. It's not happening, man. It is. And I've never, I've never been the flight guy.
Yeah.
I got, you know how they do the haunted house down at Ventura at the fairgrounds?
Yeah.
I got kicked out of there.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
This year?
No, this was
a while ago,
like in the 80s, like late 80s, early 90s, or whatever. It's probably I nailed that dude. I nailed that dude, man.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, I'm standing in the parking lot surrounded by these guys, and I'm ready to fight everybody at this point. But I'm like,
but even though you knew you were going to get scared.
I've never been to another one since. I've gone to Not Scary Farm, and I've gone to some other bigger ones.
Yeah, like Universal or something.
Where in their bigger rooms, they're not so close.
Mm-hmm.
They're, but yeah, the dude just came out of the dark, out of nowhere. And again, this is when I was, I was in the midst of all of my stuff, and my first wife wanted to go, and so we went, and I wasn't thinking about it. I didn't. That dude jumped.
We're gonna be jumping.
That dude jumped at me, man. I hit that dude with everything, and the next thing I know, I was standing outside. That fast, I was outside going,
"What the fuck?"
I'm standing there ready to fight, but I'm saying, "I'm sorry. I apologize, you guys. This was not a good idea for me to do." And they're mad, dude. They kicked me out, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm apologizing, like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it. This is, and felt bad, dude. But." Yeah, dude, I cracked that dude, man.
Those are my favorite too. The guys that scare them and just get drilled immediately.
I watched one the other day, and I've been waiting for this moment. I'm watching all those videos. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. I watch these fucking guys that prank these big black dudes, and I'm just like,
you're gonna die.
Like one of these days, dude, you're not gonna be able to get away from it.
Yeah,
and this dude said something to this guy as he was walking by, and the guy had a 12-pack in his hands.
Yeah.
And a big dude, man, big dude. That pink shirt made him look really tan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this kid said something to him, and he's like talking like this. And that black dude turned around and took like 2 steps, and he didn't swing out wide. He didn't do nothing. He came from the shoulders and he cracked that dude straight in the mouth. And then his friend was sitting next to him, and he was a skinny, more hipster looking black kid. And
it's that little kid that goes, "Hey," like, yes. I saw that one.
And then he turns around, he walks away, and he's just like, he went from like talking like in a normal voice to he hit me. Oh my God. I watched it so 7 or 8 times, man. I was like, I've been waiting for this.
Watching people in pain is the funniest.
Well, it's like you guys think it's funny.
Yeah.
You think it's cool.
There's some guys out here not fucking playing.
But there's, I watched that Scary the Snowman that does the thing on on Jersey Shore or whatever. It's this, if you've watched him.
No.
Oh, look that up. It's so funny, dude. It's a guy that dresses up as a snowman, and he just sits there, and then as you walk by, he'll go, just turn around and look at you, and people freak out
totally, man.
And I'm just like, man, don't do that to me. You know what I mean? Don't do that to my brother Harvey. Don't do that to my brother Chris.
Right.
We're not the ones that are gonna scare away. We're gonna step into it. You know. Yeah. Oh, but it's so much fun to watch.
It's my favorite shit, dude.
Yeah.
God damn it, man.
And then we just want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's go out there, dude.
Yeah, I'm okay. We'll talk about that after this, man.
We'll see if we can do some pranks, dude.
Yeah. We got a lot of people around us we can prank.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get the fuck out of here, huh?
All right, man. Hey, I don't know if we've had an opportunity yet to talk about the Garage Bar.
Oh, no. Give us
1091 Scandia Avenue. Come check out Soul Sundays with DJ also.
There you go.
Yep. Hey, man.
All right.
Love doing this, bro. I really appreciate you, man. It's a lot of fun.
All right, guys. Rate, subscribe, review, comment, tell your fucking friends. The YouTube subscribers is going up. I really appreciate that. Hit that notifications bell, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. And check out the merch. We got merch dropping actually soon. I'm going to be announcing it. It's getting updated here in the next week or so. So we're going to have some new merch coming out, localshop.net/Get Heavy Podcast. And thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.